I've always loved the word fruition, being in that state or action of producing something. And I'm a doer, so I like doing things. I like making things and coming up with ideas and seeing if I can bring it to fruition. And of course, fruition also means, once you've actually accomplished that project or goal and you get to put that check mark on it, project realized, done, check. Um, so in this video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about both, because I'm at this place where I'm going to be letting go of one thing and moving on to a new project. So I am in the middle of selling wing space. It is December 5th. I think it is, yeah. It's December 5th, and 5 years ago, in November of 2016, I had this idea of opening up some sort of collaborative office space in Prescott, because nothing like that existed in Prescott. And I had been working from home for a lot of years, and I was kind of lonely. I was kind of tired of being alone so much of the time. My social life had really, reduced down to very little social interaction with people, and I was hungry for it. I was wanting to be around other people on a more regular basis. So I set out on this journey to open up a space and find other people that would want to go in on the office space with me. And as it turned out, a friend of mine was aware of the co-working industry, and so she told me, why don't you just open up a co-working space? And I had never even heard of that before. But that is exactly what I ended up opening up, because the model was so wonderful, and I just loved the whole concept of a membership-based office space, short-term memberships where, no long-term leases, all that kind of stuff. So that was intriguing to me, especially being an entrepreneur and knowing that sometimes things have to be really fluid and flexible as an entrepreneur based on, where you are in your business. So short-term stuff is always attractive to someone like myself. But now here we are, 5 years later, and I'm actually, well, let me put it this way. An opportunity has come up for my husband and I to be able to go after a long-term dream of ours. And so we decided to do it, which meant that I would need to move on from wing space and put it up for sale and pass that baton on to a new owner. And I'm excited about doing this. I'm excited about the new owner. And so what is it that I'm going to be moving on to? Well, my husband and I bought a little 2.5 acre in Chino Valley at the beginning of 2021. And we want to turn it into a farmstead. And the next question I usually get from people is, well, what's a farmstead? It's kind of like homesteading, which I think most people are familiar with homesteading, only with an entrepreneurial twist to it, right? So it's a place where we live and produce stuff, where we grow things and make things, but also open it up to community and sell stuff, and just make it kind of this very well-rounded business model. Anyway, I'm really excited about doing this and getting back to my roots, so to speak. am an artist. There's a lot of people who don't know that about me, because I've been doing this whole co-working space thing for the past 5 years. And so all the new people that have met me during this project didn't even realize that I was an artist. And so I want to get back to that. And I'm also really into, I'm a gardener, and I haven't been gardening since I started this wing space project. So getting back to gardening and growing things and making things is very exciting to me. So I guess I can walk around the property and kind of show what's here, because there's really not a whole lot here on our property. It's 2.5 acres, but it's pretty empty land, and that to me is kind of exciting, because we can then turn it into what we really want it to be. So I'm gonna take you on a little tour. It's early morning, so got that sunrise pretty bright. Anyway, so this piece of property it's on a hill. Like it goes down to a lower part of the property over there, and then I'm up on the hill, and it has a really wonderful view of the mountains around this area. So there's Granite Mountain right there, and back behind these 2 little sheds is where we'll be planting the garden, the large garden. And then over here in this area will be a barn that we're going to build, hopefully this coming year in 2022. Although we've already discovered that with the way that construction is right now and our supply chain issues in our world, it's going to take a while for us to get that barn built. We've already talked with a contractor and the person who would be doing the drafting of the design for the barn, and just him alone, he's 4 months out before he can even start drafting, and then it'll probably take about 6 months to get the permits, at least 6 months. So out this way there is Bill Williams Mountain Range and also the San Francisco Peaks. And I don't know how well you can see it in this camera, because I'm not able to zoom in, but maybe. Anyway, it's really quite spectacular from this hill, which is why we want to build this barn over here, because this barn is going to be a multi-use barn. It'll have a micro-sized event space downstairs, and there'll be a VRBO upstairs where people can stay and just enjoy getting away. Even if you're from the Prescott area and you just want to get away for a night, you'll be able to come here and stay. People will be able to stay in the VRBO, and if they want a farm type experience, they'll be able to get that. But as you can see, the land is pretty, like I said, pretty bare. Greg has already been installing our watering system. So we have this big trench, the whole property. This is so exciting footage, right? Anyways, I had to dig a pretty deep trench in order to get water to all the places that we want out here on the property. So it goes all over the place on the property. Anyway, but so yeah, we have this opportunity, and I'm going to be documenting the progress of our project. I mean, this is going to be years in the making, but it's going to be filled with a lot of ups and downs, which That's what it's like when you're starting up something new. You have a lot of ups and downs, and I'm certain, absolutely certain, that we are going to make plenty of mistakes. That's what it was like when I started Wingspace. I had made a lot of mistakes, some bad choices, and thankfully good choices as well, but I wish I had documented the process that I went through in opening Wingspace, because that taught me a lot of lessons about business and community and turning to people for support. I learned a lot about bringing people into your project and having people help out. I never really did that prior to the Wingspace project. I was more of an independent kind of person. I can do it all myself. And so learning how to bring people in and hearing other people's ideas was just this whole new thing that I had to learn how to do. And that's what we want to do here, because we think that community is really valuable and very important in the whole scheme of life. Community is, especially in times like this that we're in, community is a lifesaver. If you're not part of a community and want to be part of a community, you want to learn how to grow things, you want to learn how to make some things, we're going to be teaching classes, we're going to be doing tours. We want to host like farm to table date nights and that kind of thing on a small scale. Nothing big. Everything that we're going to be doing here is going to be micro-sized. This is why it's called micro farming, and we're very excited about doing that and keeping things more small and intimate here on our little farmstead. And we want to bring you along. We would love to get insight and input from people, because maybe you know how to do things that I don't. I am going to be saying, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm going to be saying that a lot, because I really don't know how to do a lot of the things that we're going to be doing. I've never raised chickens, or I've never had goats. I've never done a lot of the things that we're about to embark on. So, and I'm willing now to show up in front of a video and talk about some of these things, some of the hard things that I'm going to be learning, and being transparent about it, because I've always been afraid to be in front of the camera and looking like a fool and admitting the mistakes that I've made. I got caught up, like a lot of people, wanting to show up online looking like I've got it all together. And I've never had it all together. And I will never have it all together. And so I'm tired of trying to show up that way. It's an exhausting way to try and show up to the world. I would rather just let myself be myself. And so that's what you're going to see. You're going to see a lot of just honest, transparent sharing on our channel. So anyway, I'm looking forward to this project, and I hope that some of you will follow along and enjoy the hometown entertainment that we're going to offer. Greg is going to be getting a tractor and today, later this morning, and he's going to be digging some holes. We're going to be planting some trees that we bought, and I'm excited about getting some fruit trees in the ground early on in this project. We wanted to invite you along, and so subscribe to our channel, and if you're interested in this project and following this project, come join us, subscribe, and I've got links. I provided links down below. I'm so not a YouTuber. So me knowing how to do this is going to be a learning process. I'm not great. I've never been great with social media. Some people think I am great with social media. I've never been great with social media, but I'm going to learn. And so I guess I need to ask you, to subscribe to our channel. And I guess there's like a little notification bell that you can click on as well, so that when we post a new video, you get notified that there's a new video up. I'm going to try and do at least one video per month to start out with. And then, maybe I'll increase that if I can, but I know I'm going to be a very busy person here on the property. So, but if you subscribe, one of the things that we want to do is, especially if you follow along and even if you want to come out here to the property and help us out on some of the projects, so that you yourself can learn, because we are no spring chickens. We're not in our 20s or 30s anymore. I'm almost 57 and my husband is 73, and we're going to have to do things differently. We're not like these 20 and 30-year-olds who are setting out on some off-grid project and they're building these buildings themselves. That is not us. We're going to be recruiting help. So if you're interested in helping out, certainly reach out to us. And also, we want to be able to celebrate with people once our barn is done in like a year and a half. And we want to have a party out here to celebrate. So if you've subscribed and hit the notification button, then, we'll be able to share that opportunity to come join us in celebration. So I look forward to connecting with you in the comments and hopefully getting plenty of love and support from you as well. This video is way longer than I was thinking it was going to be. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you follow along with us.